here, and I'm coming on. I want to talk about a lot of stuff that's confusion in this inflation bill. Also, anything that's on your mind. I know here in Nevada, in Las Vegas, I know other states like California with this PUA on how they have hired more adjudicators, and but today we're going to talk about pretty much important stuff that's going to hit the middle class. Now, depending on what side you're on, I would just want to make this very clear in the beginning of this video. It's not political. These are just facts. I'm reading here on the 2022 tax brackets, but also on how they hired 80,000 new IRS, possibly, depending on different articles. But what I'm reading right now, and this is actually on both sides, the left and the right, on, are they going to be coming after us? Are they going to be hunting us down in the near future? And the problem we have is, I think, well, they know this. This was a CARES Act, Build Back Better, from former President Trump and President Biden, on how basically if they want, they're going to try to audit people that are under 100,000. Too beautiful. How are you? It's going to come on for a little bit today, maybe about an hour, and we're just talking about the IRS. I was up late last night and this morning just reading articles before I got the facts, and it doesn't matter what both sides, and I just want to make it clear, there's people on here on both sides. It's not political. These are just the facts on the IRS, coming after us. Now, what is this administration up to? Now, they claim here it's going to be tax credits for us as we file our taxes in the near future. We'll get more credits and, of course, money. I don't see anything. I do see tax credits, but the problem is on here is they're going to be audited. A lot of people, particularly people who have small businesses, and people who have small business can't afford thousands of dollars to hire a CPA. And are they just going to take these small businesses out of business? Are they going to start auditing people? Now, the administration we have now says, no, we're just going to go after people who are making 400,000 and more. But as I'm reading, it's miscommunication. It just says, in general, I'm hearing this morning on Fox and CNN saying it's going to be under $100,000, and how they're going to go after people, and in the future here, and audit us and make our lives worse. Now, let's talk about the PUA. Now, what I'm finding out is, let me get a sip of Gatorade here, and I'll let you guys comment. I'll here to take your comments, what I know. Yeah, what they're hoping for is these people who are getting these overpayments in PUA, particularly here in Nevada, all states, they're hoping that, hey, John, how are you? They're hoping that people will just go ahead and pay it. I'm going to make this clear. And if anybody, and I have friends that work for the unemployment that are on my channel, so let's make it clear, it's not their fault. They are doing their job. So I want to get that out there. But so if they could get that $20,000, 20,000 people, and they can get 5% of those people paying that money back. Here's my question. Let's say theoretically we pay back the overpayments, or we get audited and we pay that money. Where's that money go to? Because this was a CARES Act from former President Trump and then President Biden's American Rescue Plan. And thank you for hitting the like button too. And also, if you can share the video too after we're done here live, as it helps our station and the YouTube algorithm. It's really important to get this information out as I give you the facts on here. And I said this back a year ago. A lot of you can remember. I said, the good news is on the stimulus, the pros and cons. But what are they going to do? That's my question. What are they going to do if 10% of the people pay back this overpayment? And let me make it clear. If you know your credentials are in there, don't pay them anything. But what are they going to do with that money? Where's that money go? Because that money was in the CARES Act. So where's that money go? Does it go to the state? Does it go back? What do they do with it? And here's the thing. So all these frauds, let's say people, I know a DA of mine, he's on here, and he was a victim of fraud. So all these bad guys who did clone the unemployment system of PUA and unemployment, they got away with it. 90%, I know for a fact, the 90% of these people who committed fraud, they get away with it. And then, so now they're going to come after the honest people who put their credentials in and had this overpayment status, because now a human's gone in there, and it might be something like a net, and it never say anything about net or gross, and now they want our money back. So with that, I'd like to take some comments, and then also with the IRS, like I said, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, they're going to come after us. Now, will they come after everybody? No. Just take a deep breath. But like these small dry cleaning places, hairstylists, bakeries and stuff like that. What is this administration trying to accomplish? Is there something we don't know? I mean, to me, after a pandemic, this money, we didn't ever ask. I continue to say this on my regular videos that I upload frequently. I think they didn't forget this was a pandemic. We were forced to close. Trump gave out money so people could stay above water, so people weren't homeless. We wanted to work, we couldn't work, and now they want money back. Whether they're going to start 80,000 IRS, they're not out there just to give jobs to. And by the way, if you're an IRS coming across this video, I'm glad you got a job, and it's not your fault either. But they're gonna, the leadership wants to come after us and our money, our small business people. Meanwhile, the people who are making over 400,000, they might get audited too. Stay with me, but they have thousands of dollars to hire the best of the best CPAs. We don't. We have H&R Block, maybe a couple $100 to a CPA, bookkeeping, so on and so forth. It's just, in my opinion, it's not right. I think it's time for us to stand up. We deserve answers. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat on here or an independent or Republican. It's about us and our money. So I said this before. John's on the house and Too Beautiful. I agree with you. They're always coming after the honest people. Yeah, the honest people are going to get hit. And like I said, I've talked to, a lot of you might know I've been talking to you. I've talked to a judge, Supreme Court district judge, and other judges and lawyers. I know a lot of people, and I'm not going to let this sit. And it's not just about me. It's about all of us on here. Whether you have a small business or not, even if you are collecting Social Security, they might attack you guys as well. I'd like to hear from you on this, and certainly greatly appreciate being live on this Sunday. I hope you're having a good weekend so far, and make sure you, after we're done with this video, I greatly appreciate sharing this and get the facts out to people. There's a lot of information out there and confusion information, but I'm reading it right here in black and white on my laptop, the 2022 tax bracket, how we're going to get tax credits, but it's not. I mean, they're going to hit all of us. So even if you are on here and you're making 400,000 a year, and my props to you, you worked hard for it, you're going to get hit as well. But the people under 100,000, I'm concerned about us. Us. We're hardworking. I know a lot of you. Somebody has a flower business on here, dry cleaning, small Italian business, Irish bar. Us. We're hard workers. We've been doing our taxes. A lot of us on here are probably over 40. And here we are now with this new inflation bill, which it's it was their way of trying to, and a lot of you were correct. It was their way of saying, well, stimulus, inflation. No, it's nothing in there for us. I mean, yes, there's some help with Medicare in the future, and that won't take effect to 2026, and reducing the premiums of Medicare and things like that. But we need to wake up. They're trying to take advantage of us, and a lot of people don't read about this and are out there working. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It probably will happen, and it's not right. And it's time that we reach out and pick up the phone. Well, Sal, they're not going to listen to us. We're just an average Joe Smith here, right? No, whether you vote them in as a Democrat, whether they're representing you as a Democrat in your leadership or Republican or independent, you have that right to call and get answers. The more that we contact, only takes half an hour, 20 minutes to call. Horrible times here going forward, because this bill is going to be signed as soon as President Biden gets back from vacation. Again, this is not political. If you're coming across this station live, this has nothing. These are facts. It's not about if you're Democrat or Republican. It's about us and what the administration is trying to do. I continue to say it's a game. Republicans have done it in the past. So if you're coming on here, oh, this guy just bashing. No, I'm not bashing one side or the other. But we need a correct system. Now, I'm not saying there's people out there that are really taking advantage of their small business, and maybe they need to get audited. But majority of the people are just trying to get by and have their write-offs and sit back and exchange money on their business, whether it's a tire business, I said flower business, and make ends meet, and particularly coming out of this very bad pandemic. Yeah, again, tax breaks. What are these tax breaks? 24% tax bracket, and who gets hurt? It's the middle class and people trying to make it. Tax bracket. So if you make, just for an example, I'm reading here. So let's say you make $10,276, right, to $41,775. That's a tax rate of 12%. It's going to go up aside from it being audited. So now, if you're not in that 12, if you file and you say you're in the and your deductibles come possibly down to an 8% tax bracket, will you get audited? I don't know. Maybe not. But there's a chance you will now with 80,000 new IRS. Why? Why? And they're using our money because we're paying for them. We're paying for the IRS. Yes, you guys watching me and 98% of us who work, 95% of us, we're paying them now to come after our butt and to pay more money when it comes to the tax. No stimulus help that they promise. And I'm not saying, yeah, go ahead and send out stimulus or not, but I don't know what happened here. So Sal PUA has much more people utilizing it than you may know. So it's more money for the government to piss away on our expense. Exactly, John. And let's hope. And again, let's get this information, share this video out. We'll continue to chat for a while. Again, it's all connected. Two Beautiful agrees. I want to thank all my loyal subscribers. Again, I just want to shoot this out there. If you're coming across our channel, consider unsubscribing. We have a good little family here, and we continue. I want to grow this community. And just share it and get this out there and our thoughts on all this, because there's a lot of people out there who don't realize on how bad it can actually really get. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm reading it in black and white here. I was up real late last night. I was meeting with representatives, and by the way, these representatives some of them are conservatives, and some of them are Democrats. And I got to tell you, I'm gonna look right in the camera, and some of them are subscribing. 95% of them agree with me. So, it's not about them supporting it. It's a game on them too. They got to worry about their seats and their Senate seats, but they agree. Why go after the small ones? John says all those new IRS agents are going to need things to do. Yeah. John, they're going to, again, if you're an IRS, you're coming across this channel, God bless you. I'm glad you have a job. And I know, we got to understand, it's not the IRS people they're hiring. It's not their fault. It's like if they hired us, we got a job, we're making money, we have a list, we have to go. Just like unemployment. It's not majority of their fault, but it's the leaderships, it's the governor, it's the Senate, the president, and all the people around, and the supervisors. Instead of saying, okay, we're gonna let's read this. Let's take a month to read it, and then we can calculate it. No, they just say, well, we're getting paid from them. Let's continue, and it's unfair. It really is. It really is unfair. So hopefully you're having a good Sunday. Let's continue to talk about that or anything else that's on your mind. Let's see what else I can find on here. Yeah. So here we go. So marry, file, and joint. If you're making $83,000 or less, the IRS will probably look into your filing and making sure that everything is. I can let me make it clear now. You're $100 above church donations, maybe. No, they're not going to just check that off. What I'm hearing, they're going to see $1,000 or more on your, what you put in your taxes, and here we are. A lot of us on here coming out of a pandemic, we were probably just above water, right? And now we're 2 weeks behind on all our bills, and make it worse and crush us, and just increase the homeless, increase people out of their homes and into renting, and that's a whole nother story. All states, I know here in Nevada, there's no cap on rent. I meet a lot of people and a lot of struggling people. So let's get back to the chat and live chat. And also, just remember, if you're coming across, I do have a what is this here? Some breaking news coming in here. So one of my representatives is watching, and so he doesn't want to make a comment, but he's texting me saying I'm pretty accurate on it, but he disagrees on I'm just being honest, he said disagree on the 83,000 or less. Okay, well, he's entitled to his own opinion. So next segment. That's where we're at. Now, also I wanted to talk a little bit about, you see my title, Las Vegas, and the water problem we have here in Lake Mead. Well, so I don't care, we live in other states. Well, right now, They have a system that they're trying to work on, some pipeline from Colorado. And of course, the governor is going to increase the taxes here, even though there's no state tax. The governor here now, Sisolak is his name, is they're definitely ready to increase our taxes here too to get this water system in the future. Now we do have a reserve, and if you are living here in Nevada or Las Vegas metropolitan, we do have a reserve. Apparently, when I'm here for 5 years, but so they are working on something. They know because they continue to build casinos. They continue to build homes and car washes and etc. So I said this from the get-go. They know. But yeah, I just heard it. Let's see here. Tax returns starting in 2023 will be affected if you are on PUA status and owe the government any tax returns. Yeah, exactly. It's a big mess. Thousands. It's like every day I'm hearing. My wife had somebody with her. I didn't get permission to use her name, but she was sitting there getting her hair done, and yeah, they want $11,000 back from her. And she said, "Sal, what can you do for me? I felt so bad." She says, I got my, she's a real estate agent. I can tell you that I got permission. She made this kind of money. She showed her business license. She had everything but like one client, one loyal subscriber said everything but blood. I think it was the loyal subscriber's brother. But anyhow, they took everything from us from blood. Hey, Toby, how are you today? Good to see you on here. John's here. Too beautiful. If you're coming across this video, and if you come across after live, make sure you rewind it and get the beginning of this. I'll repeat some of the stuff we're talking about, but just head of the household, IRS going after us, the people that are making 100,000 or less. Now, I had CNN on, I had Fox on, and I got to tell you, both are saying, majority are saying, all of us, even the administration and channel CNN that supports the administration, or majority of them, they even said that, their families and loved ones are worried too. So there you go. It's not political. These are facts. Oh my God, I'm not knocking the president. I'm just giving out the facts. So Toby says, hello, too beautiful. Yes, we got John here. It's great to be here on a Sunday. I was going to be in front of I was going to go on the Las Vegas Strip, but it looks like it's going to rain again and all my gear and stuff like that. Yeah, we get a lot of rain here. Thanks, Toby. Yeah, good to be here. Good to be here. I wanted to just I haven't done a live where we're just talking about important money in our pocket that could be affected. If you're coming across this, well, I'm just going to, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not self-employed or I'm retired. Yes, it does. It does matter to you. Even if you're collecting Social Security, it does matter. If you don't have a small business and you're working, it matters because of the hiring of these IRS, and they're going to go in there and hit the middle class people who cannot afford thousands of dollars, because the rich people, the $1 million people that are over 400, 500, 800,000, they're not worried about it. They just put some more money out in their CPA. So let's see here. Ioma says this was Joe Biden all about President Trump, would never allow this to happen. Yeah, and here's the problem. Whether you support Trump or you didn't support Trump, the problem is this. We got to really digest this. It is, and Too Beautiful says you're absolutely right. It is about us. So let's just say, theoretically, okay, I don't believe, just in my opinion, Trump is hiding anything. But let's just say, for conversation purpose, a president, any president, not even Trump, right? Barack Obama, whoever, right, had material. Because all presidents, by the way, Barack Obama, we can go back to Kennedy, they all have material, right? They keep their material. But let's just say there is something in there on something against any president. Let's just say any president. Why is the administration want to hit us, right? So, you want to hit the president, the vice president, the administration, by effects on us. And that's why people don't matter. So, things have changed. I'm not here to say get rid of the Democrat Party, remove the Republican Party, but things need to change. It's awful. You're always going to have political politics and disagreements, and you favor this, you favor that. That's great. We need that, right? We do. But when it comes down to hurting us, the hardworking men and women out there, that's a problem. That is a problem. Well, let's see what else we got here. So how's everybody doing on this Sunday? Work week's coming up. I'm going to be, let me just get out of here for a little bit. Just looking at some IRS stuff here. That's all I'm looking at here. Trying to get this uploaded so we can all see it together. I just couldn't figure all that out right now. Too Beautiful says, honestly, I appreciate President Trump. I don't know what kind of president we have now. And then John says, to all those folks who didn't vote for Trump, I bet you wish you had now. Yeah, I don't want to get into that, on this video right now. I just want to report the facts. These are great comments. But I'm just looking here, and I'm looking at this inflation reduction. But is it a reflation reduction? And I'm hearing on other YouTube channels, and I'm not here to bash other channels. There's some great YouTube who does finances, but when they say executive orders are coming soon, this and that, I'm not saying they're wrong or right. What executive order could come? For far as $10,000 student loan forgiveness, aside from Bernie Sanders, independent now, he's the only one who's bringing it up. And you could see he went independent. So they're kind of, you could see how the party now is, kind of like in a circle, just like the Republicans were. Just taking a look here at the news that's coming in. I just wish things can, both sides can sit down and say, look, these people have struggled enough, the American people, right? We have struggled enough. We were shut down for a length of period of time in all states. We're just trying to live an American dream, right? Have a little house or a decent apartment, live in a decent area, and if you are coming across this channel and you work for the unemployment or you work for the IRS, again, it has nothing to do with you guys. You have to do your job. But just if you have a little bit of a heart, think about your family and all the hardworking Americans out there. We're just trying to. Granted, there's people out there. You're always going to have people who take advantage of the system, really take advantage. But most people are going to just try to have their decent write-offs in the IRS, going back to that, show some income and set up their Social Security and get by, right? What a mess. This would be great if they would do that, but the fact is, hard come to agreement on help the people. Absolutely. Property taxes, Clark County are going up. Yeah, my taxes just went up. I just got mine, John, 2 weeks ago, sorry. The only thing is, again, this video is not to smash the party. It's about us picking up the phone on our busy work week for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, continue to call your representatives. They do have phone numbers and extensions. My next video, I'll leave a link. I'll try to leave every state. And call them and voice your opinion. Sal, they don't listen to me. Yes, more people need to call and get it into them. It doesn't matter what side you're on or what side you believe on. Just speak and give the facts. And these are the facts. They hired 80,000 IRS. They hired more adjudicators for PUA, which is all connected. And my big question is, if they can get 5% of the people to pay back that money, right? I'm just going to pay it back, right? And I'm not here to say pay it back. I'm just giving an example. And you pay it back, where does that money go to? Does it go to the governor's mansion? Does it go back to the where does it go to? See, this wasn't, I'm going to get to the chat in a minute. This was not traditional unemployment. This was a once-in-a-lifetime of pandemic. And now I want to go back into the chat because I know they're coming in and I love it. See, Toby says the pandemic's over, but now the people, it's going to take some people years to recover and pay off the debt, especially if you're working paycheck. That's it right there in a nutshell, Toby. Exactly. And that's what they don't, well, they understand. I keep saying they don't understand. They do understand. And even the unemployment people understand. I mean that because I talk to them. But the administration, when they implemented it, Trump and Biden, this was not this was once in a lifetime. This wasn't like sleeping in your job. So you were, I'll give you an example. So you work in a casino business. I bring it up because I live in Las Vegas. And the person was stealing chips. And he got through and he collected a couple of weeks unemployment. And he or she allegedly, all of a sudden now they come after he or she because they were either stealing or sleeping on a job or something like that. But the system messed up because sometimes they just go ahead and okay. Now they want the money back. That's different. That's totally different. That was unemployment. It was not a pandemic. They falsified information or they didn't falsify information. It's under appeal. Then that's different. But this PUA, we're going to go back to the PUA or even IRS. This was, and then that's another thing. Hold that thought. Now they're saying, well, 2020. Who worked in 2020? If you did work, maybe you made $5,000 because we were still shut down, right? And they want this amount of money to get your WBA up. And we're only going to approve you for the minimum, like in this state, 180, but we approved you for 270 or 400. We want that back. No. Again, going back to sleeping in the job or stealing in the casino or stealing at a grocery store and you took advantage of it, yes, then that is, you need to pay that back, right? And then maybe held responsible for it some way, shape, or form, right? I'm hearing stories that they want to not only put liens on your property, put levies on your account, they want to possibly hit you with a gross misdemeanor or even felony. Can you imagine people going to jail? I mean, that's to the extreme. But so I have so how do you know these people? I just blessed with a voice and train a lot of these people, and a lot of them I got to know, judge and DAs and lawyers and real estate agents. And they tell me, they say it's just a shame. And some of these people, by the way, it's not that they're conservative or liberals. They're just average people who agree and say it's a total mess of what's happening. And like Toby says, 2 years, we've struggled enough. And now they, even if we were people out there who did make some mistakes, innocent mistakes. First of all, there's a lot of people who didn't even own a laptop or a phone. I mean, who doesn't own a phone these days? Well, there's people, older people, and they followed all this thing out. They had their granddaughter fill it out, or a grandson or uncle or whatever fill it out, and they did make a mistake, right? But why didn't this system, so Aunt Millie out there made a mistake, why didn't the system catch it week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, when the adjudicator caseworker stopped and approved for this amount? Why wasn't it stopped right there and it offset the future weeks? Right? Or am I wrong? Why wait 2.5 years later and take money? So let's get back into the chat. All right. So I'll be quiet a little bit and I'll read some. Too Beautiful, Oklahoma. They pay teachers well. That's right. Too Beautiful's a teachers. Yeah, they pay well. There's something to think about, Too Beautiful. Something to think about. I know a lot of people here. I missed a comment from Toby. It's simple. 3 things. Child tax credit, Social Security, raises stimulus. They easily would have done $8 billion. Would it be left over and cover stimulus, $120 billion? Absolutely. 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 And I know some of you might disagree, but there was money. I know, Toby, we went a little bit on this. There wasn't $350 billion left over, but there was money left over in the administration from the former President Trump's CARES Act and American Rescue Plan. There was money there that they could have easily gave out another $1,200 stimulus and would not increase the inflation. And I don't believe 80% of inflation was in the stimulus, by the way. I don't believe it. Representatives don't believe it. Maybe 30%. Anyhow, they could have gave that easily out another $1,200, and hey, well, $1,200 wouldn't have done anything. Well, it would have gave us some comfort room, right? Did I just mess up here? Can you guys see me well? Okay. Hey, Julie's in the house. Hello, Julie. How are you today? Hey, Sal, I missed the topic, but wanted to say hi. Yes, Julie, all my loyal subscribers. And we're just talking about IRS, hiring 80,000 IRS, and how some articles are saying it's not going to touch people making under 100,000 on both news channels and what I'm reading, and some are saying yes, they will, whether you have a small business or not. There's a possibility more now than ever they could come after us as we're here we are struggling Americans back to work. Most of us are collecting Social Security, have to worry about more stuff. And also we're talking about PUA, Julie, overpayments. I know they just hit me and a friend of mine. They need $11,000 back, a real estate agent. We're just talking about how they didn't catch that early gone, and about me knowing a lot of judges and Supreme Court judges and representatives, and they all feel the same, whether they're Democrat or Republican. Most of them feel the agree. That's what we're talking about. But anything else you guys want to talk about on this Sunday afternoon? Again, haven't really done a political or it's not even political. I say political talk about money and finances, so I figured I'd come on today. Kamala Harris responds to, here it is. She's voicing her opinion. Kamala, Vice President, on the IRS. It's funny, flashing news here. Toby says states have surplus federal government. Take it back and give stimulus instead of letting states waste it. Exactly, and that I should change my topic, Toby. Smart man. All you're very, very smart. That's the thing. So. Again, Julie, let's just say you get audited next year or the overpayment. They give out 20,000. Some people are going to say, blank them. They ain't going to get anything, right? You're absolutely right, Toby. Yeah. But let's say they get 5% of the people paying it back on a monthly payment. Where's that money going to go to? Or if they do audit you, where's that money go to? Because this was all included in the CARES Act 2, and American Rescue Plan from our President Biden and former President Donald J. Trump. That money, I want to ask the audience, if you're coming across this video, we are live in Las Vegas. I am sitting here in my office. Where would that money go to? Does it go to their mansion? Will it go to infrastructure? Probably not. Will it go back to the President Biden administration? Will it go back to the Trump administration? My question to all of you is, where would that money go to if we pay it back? Now, again, we are not 100% sure this will happen, but it's with all the hiring. So our taxes are going to go up, and then they're going to, not only they're going to increase our taxes on a lot of us on here, right? we're paying for the investigation on ourselves, right? We all should be senators, Sal, President. Yeah, I mean, thank you, Toby. Right? So we're paying for ourselves to get audited because they're gonna. Well, I only make, Sal. I come across this channel. That's fine. I'm with you, Sal, but I only make $25,000. That's all I make right now. I'm on Social Security. You're not going to come after me. Not true. They're still going to come after you. Now, it might not hit you as a small business like mine or a dry cleaners or a small steakhouse, but you will get hit, possibly. Yeah, there was 1.7 trillion infrastructure. Toby, your message got cut off. Let's see if I can get that back. I think it was a good one. Toby says, yeah, there was 1.7 trillion with a T infrastructure, and our roads still suck. Yeah, and that's another thing. I drive around Las Vegas. I do a little ride share. I just like to work, and I'm seeing all these cones, and I mean, and they're one way or another. I'm getting off subject, but there are not many people working out there. So, but yeah, where's that money going to go to? So we pay back the overpayment. Right? We pay back, we get audited $1,000. We make arrangement, we pay that back. Where's it go to? Now, 5 years ago, some bad people, there's always going to be bad people, right? None of us on here, I hope, right? They hit the system hard, right? They tried to do their own taxes, had a bookkeeping, they were on the side, and they wrote off too much. And they got audited. Now, should they be in jail? No. But they got to pay back. 5 years ago, before a pandemic, 3 years ago. Now, that's different. That is... You know, they got you got caught, you pay it back, right? But now they're trying to go into what we made in 2020, 2019, 2021. It was mostly for all of us. If you did get back to work in 2021, your business wasn't here, right? And some people didn't get back to their job. So if you were a pit boss, some pit bosses didn't get back to a pit boss. No disrespect to dealers. Now their salary went down. So it's all, what they should do is just forget about it. You want to hire your IRS agents, maybe 20,000. I'm with you. Go ahead and hire. You're shorthanded, but not to go after us. Now, should you go after people over 400,000? I don't know. Probably not either. But you know, if you are, go after the people who are making that kind of money. So that's what we're talking about today. Oh wow. So somebody just text me back. They don't want to leave a comment on here, but that's okay. I'm not going to, well, I will read that comment. Sal, I think you're, so this is by a representative, a friend, and I think you might be a little bit over exaggerating. I'm not afraid to, he should have wrote it on here, but that's nice. I think they're going to go after people, and this is what he says, and I quote, we'll call him Mr. D. He says, no, it's over the $100,000. I doubt very much they're going to go after the people making $100,000. He's entitled to his opinion. The stuff I'm reading, my friend out there, no, they're going after. It doesn't mean they're going to go after every one of us on here. So anyhow, next subject. So, you know, he's a friend of mine. So I'm still going to be friends with him. Yeah, people, you can't unfriend somebody because they believe different on this. That's not what this is about. It's just the facts. It's the facts, and whose blame is it? So, what else is going on this Sunday? I'm not changing the subject at all. I just want to see what else is happening. They're going after whoever they can. That's right. That's right, Toby. That's it. They are going after anybody they can. And here's what they do. So you look at a Joe Smith or a Maurice Smith out there, right? And he or she is a small business owner, makes about $100,000 a year. They pay their taxes. They've never been audited before. Maria Smith, Joe Smith, and they collected a little unemployment because they were self-employed with this PUA, and now their taxes are coming in complete, or too many write-offs, or this, that, whatever. Yeah, those are the people. But all the, let's just say this, all the hackers, and there's a hacker convention. Oh, I want to talk about this hacking convention too that's in Mandalay Bay, but I'm going to continue this. So the people that did fraud, like my wife, she still did get paid her 2 weeks, right? My wife, she's actually forgot about it. She's, I don't need it, whatever. I disagree. It's not about needing it. But anyhow, those people, the people that were behind hacking the system, falsifying, open up unemployments, like my DA, my lawyer, my son who didn't collect it, all those people, they're getting away with it. They are having trouble finding. Now, the big ones who stole millions, yeah, some of those got caught. But the ones who stole 10,000, 5,000, impersonating, clone, whatever you want to say, they got away with it. But the Joe Smith, Maria Smith are going to get hit. Am I right or am I wrong? And don't forget, if you're coming across this, even if you just come across for a few seconds, it would help our station out. Hit that like. It really does something to the YouTube algorithm and shows other viewers so we can get more on. Don't forget, 1,500 subscribers. It's just what I like to do, people. If I have it, I give out. We're going to give out $75 to 3 lucky winners when we get 1,500 subscribers. I might up it a little bit. And I'm not trying to get new subscribers. It's just my little love back on YouTube. I don't make a whole lot. I just love doing this and enjoy doing that. Now, what did I want to talk about? The Mandalay Bay. I might have to get some water. Okay, thank you for the likes. Now, here's the deal. So Mandalay Bay yesterday, I'm driving a little Lyft. You know, I got to make some extra money. We have a trip coming up. I'm going to be in Sequoia next week for my wife's birthday. Happy birthday to Maribel, my wife, August 18th. We're going to Sequoia. anyhow, I'm driving Lyft, and they have good incentives right now. So if you don't drive Lyft, if you want to drive Lyft, props to Lyft. If you drive, it was like between, I'm going to get to the convention. It was 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 3 to 5. You get $20 extra plus extra gas money. That's nice. You're going to get good drivers out there, right? So I pick up my first couple, very nice couple. They just subscribed. I forget their names, but anyhow, we're driving to Mandalay Bay, and they're like, turn your phone off, turn your Bluetooth off, turn your everything off, your location. I said, why? I didn't hear about this. The Boston Tea Party was one. We'll get back to the chat. Thank you, too beautiful. I will let Mrs. Maribel, happy birthday from you. So they're going after even the Kenya. So now I'm driving to Mandalay Bay. He said, because there's a hacker convention. There's a hacker convention every year in Las Vegas. And this year it's at Mandalay Bay. I think the last couple of years. So I'll get to your point. There's hackers. And now I'm not saying they're there to get our money. After I dropped them off, this is not fake news. I drove a mile away, 2 miles away. I got an email from my account saying suspicious activity in your Google and trying to get passwords and usernames. Red alert. At first, now I'm driving, so I can't do anything at the moment, right? At first, I said, well, it's a scam. Because you get these scams. Your cable's overdue, your power bill, all this stuff you get. Never click on it. And I didn't click on it. But this was true. So I went into my Google security we have on our phones. I have a Samsung. And it was in red saying, you need to change your passwords. And one was Instagram. Well, I don't buy or sell. I don't do live videos on Instagram. But it was there. They were trying to get in my Instagram because I guess my password was saved. Now, it wasn't saved, but I changed it anyhow. So, you tell me. Everything was fine until I got to Mandalay Bay. So I changed that out. I changed all of my passwords because these hackers. Now, this is, well, how are they having a hacker convention? Well, I think it's called Hacker Convention. And it's for the Geek Squad and them to learn more about technology. That's 80% of them. They're good people. But the other 20% are trying to get into your phone. So be very careful. Also, be very careful when you go to an ATM machine after hours. Make sure you turn your phone off or put it in your pocket. Be careful because your camera can go on. This is important information. They can take photos of your PIN. Okay, that's fine. See how they get our PIN. They still need a credit card. Well, they have these credit cards possibly made up. It's a whole different subject on our next live video on hackers, identity theft, phones being cloned. So be careful when you're going into a bank or even a live bank. Put your phone in your pocket or even turn it off and make your deposits or withdrawal. Crazy stuff. Hacking convention, and they went into try to get in my Instagram. Isn't that amazing? So I wanted to share that with you. yeah, we are live coming across for the first time. You might want to join our community, our family, and have a lot of fun, a little bit of giveaways. Thank you for sharing that very important information, pal. I will most definitely be more careful. Yes, just be very, very careful, everyone out there, because this has happened to a friend of mine. He's a subscriber on here. His name is Aaron, and I was going to talk about this next subject, but I'll just put that much. I have permission. He actually helps. He's actually a member. He helps a lot with this, and he says I could talk about that much. He was. I think he's in church right now, but Aaron, if you're watching this, I hope I can talk about this much. He went into a bank, and like within 10 minutes, 500 was taken out, 200 was taken out. He doesn't even play golf. They were out trying to get golf clubs and all. And he said all he did was, the line was so long, he tried to take photos of his check in the bank. I'm not going to mention the bank. I don't think he wants me to. Let's just say a bank well known, and they hacked his account because he tried taking photos. Now, I'm not here to say, oh my God, I do that all the time. That's up to you. Took a photo of the checks went in, and within 20 minutes or less, the money was out, purchasing golf clubs. I can't remember where else they tried to do it. It was food, and they got his account. So now he doesn't do that anymore. He waits and goes in line, turns his phone off. That's what's happening. They also, they get you at gas stations and stuff like that. So try to avoid paying a credit. If you're going to pay credit card, I would say go inside. Toby says just carry cash. Yeah, they physically take it from you. Yeah, that's what I do. I 90% of the time I pay cash, and if I do pay out of pump because I'm in a rush or it's too hot or whatever it might be, I use a credit card, not a debit card. So at least I know if they do hit that credit card, they can worry about it and they'll freeze the account, and at least they'll reopen it in 2 days. Because if it's your debit card, they need to rule out. There's a hit on us and use your debit card, it can take weeks or months to get that money back because you have to rule out, make sure we're not involved. I've been through this. All digital tech only makes things more confusion. Toby says, yeah, it's just awful. We're live, so we kind of lead into other things, but that's another scam. We were talking about fraud, and that's what we led into this hacker stuff. But we think about all this fraud and all this PUA and unemployment that happened, and it's a shame. I am right. I talked to a judge, 2 judges and lawyers. Those guys who took millions, they're probably going to get caught. But the ones who took 10,000, 20,000, opened up accounts in your name, possibly ruined your credit for a while, those are going to get away. But they want 5,000, 7,000 from me, 11,000 from other people, and this, that, whatever. So that's where we are on this Sunday afternoon. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. We'll stay on live a little bit longer. We're going to get a lot of rain here in Las Vegas. More rain. Not enough to fill Lake Mead up, but more rain than I can remember in 22 years. Now, I do remember raining harder before, but I don't remember so much rain. So just a lot of rain and in Las Vegas. And this whole week and whole last week. It's nice. I'm enjoying it. Breaking history. What happened here? Something just flashed. What's going on with your overpayment? So Toby, so what I did was I have some friends that are on here. I contacted friends of mine on unemployment. I've also contacted news channels, but I felt my attorney says just not quite going to news. Bottom line is, Toby, is they want $7,200, and they're going to get a dime from me. I hired I didn't hire yet, but I have a DA judge, and they're looking into it on exactly the protocols on, again, it was a CARES Act from Trump and administration, Biden American Rescue Plan, right? They're looking into what possibly allegations, what they possibly can do to us and me. And he's looking into it very deeply. And because all my credentials, Toby, not that you care, was in there. My business license, I've been in business for 35 years, 22 years here. My 1099-C, the only thing that they can think of is that my net was less than the profit, so they gave me a little bit more in WBA. That's the only thing I could think of, the money they want back. But the problem is, Toby, stay with me, when I filed it, it never said anything in black and white about gross or net or anything like that at all. It just said put your credentials, put your 2019 or 2020 for those who came in late, right? And put it on, take photos of it, put it in your portal, put your business license, one of your electric bills, proof of residency, everything but my blood, as John said to me. And I put it. And the whole time, not a problem. And it took 3 months to get approved. An adjudicator called me up and goes, hold on, have me on hold. He says, upload it. I uploaded it again. I must have uploaded it 3 times, and everything is there. Nothing was gone. And then there was an overpayment. Toby, real quick, a year ago, I had an overpayment for $25. I paid it. And then about 5 months ago, Toby, the overpayment I made for $25, I got back. So that there is showing I shouldn't have been overpaid for $25. I thought that's the end of it. I never closed my PUA. I always kept it on because miracles can happen. Maybe we'll get it again. I doubt it. But I never closed it down. All of a sudden, I get all these emails. Nothing in the mail, by the way. Nothing in my mail certified. Remember that. Nothing in the mail certified, right? All of a sudden, they're saying they want the difference between what I was making on my 1WA to the minimum. And then another one saying, congratulations, Mr. Sal. Okay, you are approved for PUA. So now it's like they open up a new one saying I'm approved. You see? So now that adjudicator after 3 months, so they had 2 chances to fix it. When they implemented it and I signed up, which there was nothing in there about gross or this, now, if that's correct. There's other stories that the system was hacked. The whole system was shut down. I don't know about that. It's possible. Now the adjudicator after 3 months approves me and my wife, correct? And then they didn't see that either. So now 2 years later, it's done. Everything's finished. Boom. Oh, wait a minute. It's not adding up. You see why? And they want, who has that kind of money? Who has 5,000, 7,000, 10,000? One guy on a PUA, one of my face group, owes 50,000 because they're saying that they couldn't read a number right. You know, I'm sure you can go to his taxes and get redone. But you see what I'm saying? So now that's it in a nutshell, Toby. Take the money from the new PUA claim and pay the overpayment. Yeah, but the problem is, Toby, my wife said that, Maribel. Problem is, you can't open it. They won't let you. It says in the email, go ahead. You're eligible now for a minimum in this state, Nevada, stay with me, 181, but it won't let you apply for it, right? It won't let you apply. It only lets you appeal, right? So don't worry. I'm ready for the appeal. I'm waiting for them to give me a date. What I'm hearing is a friend of mine, a real estate agent, says she just got appealed, and it's going to be in January. Here we are, what, August 14th? August 14th. She's got to wait to January for the appeal. So good luck getting people's monies back, because that money wasn't spent on gambling. That money wasn't, that was putting a roof, keeping us in our house, food on our table. So that was it, Toby, right there. You see how confusion, how messed up it is? So even if there's an error on anybody out there, don't pay it back, because they had their chance. And I'm going to finish this topic. They had their chance to fix the problem, and they could offset it. I mean, do I need to run the unemployment? So if you were, I mean, it's all screwed up. They didn't have anything in black and white. If it was, they could have prevented that by the second month and offset it, half of that, until that was paid off. They know that. They know how they're going to get all that money back. And again, if they did, where's it go? So that's what's going on with me. It's a waiting game, and they messed with the wrong person. Other people, they think they're just going to walk on over people and stress people out. I got to admit, I was stressed for a day or two. No, I don't think so. All right, so that's what's going on with that. Let's get back to the chat. My chat disappeared. They already forgave overpayment once. Now they're doing it again. Yeah. And here's another thing, Toby. One more thing. It's not political, everyone, but former President Trump, when he implemented PUA, right, and FEMA money. Remember the FEMA money? He came and did 5 weeks. When he implemented, he stated, if it's non-fault of us, in other words, a mistake or no fraud. If it's fraud, it's a different story. Trump says if it's fraud, like if you committed fraud, then you're liable to pay back. Non-fraud from us. He said in the CARES Act 1 and 2, and you and all states are not liable to pay it back. It was a mistake on them, because I quote, it was CARES Act. It was not traditional unemployment. I must have said that 10 times in this video. Then the next administration, stay with me, President Biden also, I have it in black and white, said you're not liable. If there was one thing they agreed on, the presidents, right? Not liable to pay it back. Now all of a sudden, the CARES Act says exactly. All of a sudden, after the American Rescue Plan, even Biden says he didn't say I was with Trump. He won't agree on that, but he did say the same thing. But now 2 years, let's forward, 2 years later, they're changing the rules. They're changing the rules. Like when you're a kid, you're playing the games, Monopoly, you just change the rules. Now they're changing the rules. So now let me make it clear. And I hope nobody on here is one of those people. There was people, I'll say this again, who took advantage of the system. Now, if you're a babysitter, I'm not picking on you. But let's say you're a 17-year-old babysitter and you showed $50,000 or you had something made up. Then, or you're a drug dealer out there and got it or whatever and said you were a car wash, independent. There's some of those people out there. All right? I'm not judging this and that, drug dealers or babysitters. And I'm not saying all babysitters did this. I'm just using an example. Then that's an example to possibly get the money back. But even then, they should have caught the cancer, right? That's all I have to say on that. Their claim won't hold up in court. Don't sweat it, Sal. Yeah, Toby, I got to tell you, I got people working on it for me. I have a lot of friends, and they're working on it for me. And they're not just saying they agree with me or disagree. They're just saying I am right. And some of these people are not supporters of Trump. They're not supporters of Biden. They're just people out there that are independent. And some are supportive. Some of these friends, I love all people on the Biden administration. They're just, again, it's not political. They're saying the same thing. They're like, no. So I think I gave the best example. So we got 7 likes. That's it. Let's try to get some more likes on here. I agree with you. You're right, pal. Thank you, Too Beautiful. I mean, I think I am. That's the example, and that's the exact stuff that I'm going to tell my adjudicator in January or December or whenever the heck I talk to these people. And again, 8 likes. Perfect. It's not their fault. So if you're out there and you're watching, you're on my PUA group, or any of you is on here right now, you got to keep your voice down, because it's not really their fault. These adjudicators, they're doing their job. It's like if we were working for them, right? So they have to watch what they have instructions what to do. But I'm going to be perfectly honest with them. Everything I just said to you and more to that he or she when I talk to them. But it's not their fault. It's not the IRS people's fault. So I just wanted to make that clear. If you are coming across this channel and you work for the IRS or PUA or unemployment. Kamala Harris responds to Mar-a-Lago. So she's talking about what's happening. I don't want to get on that subject right now. Crazy times, crazy situations with everything that's happening with our money and where we should have been at, and how what we should have got. And I still believe that we probably should have got. And I know there will be people watching this later saying, no, it's putting lighting up, putting gasoline in the fire and all. But I do believe that we should have got, let me know in the comments, one more stimulus. I think we should have gotten one more for $1,200, $1,400. I truly believe that. I think that would have, I'm not saying that would have helped Biden out or not. It's not political. I'm just saying they should have gave us one more stimulus check, I believe. So like my attorney said, unemployment hired a lot of untrained people. Yes, Toby, because they were unstaffed. I got your message, Toby. I'm trying to read it for everybody, but that's exactly what I was told. Untrained people because they were understaffed during the pandemic. They don't want to deal with it, and it's easier for them to kick over to the appeals. Yeah. And this is all states. The guy, my adjudicator, I believe he wasn't even in Nevada. He was working for Nevada. So these people, and let me make it clear, there's a friend of mine, he's sick right now in the hospital, prayers with Ed, who never got a dime. $50,000 they owe this poor guy. Older guy, hard worker since he was 16. That's what the video is about, this live's about, and he never got a dime. But yeah, there was adjudicators who some were, who did work for unemployment side. None of them worked for PUA because they never did. So they were untrained, Toby. They were untrained. But again, it wasn't their fault. But why are we paying for their untrained mistakes, Toby? I thank you. Let me write that down. Let me remember that. I will remember that. Untrained adjudicators, untrained caseworkers, whatever the heck you want to call them. Not putting them down. We probably would be in the same situation, right, Toby? We're untrained. They're training us for a couple minutes to get it approved. Untrained. Why didn't they say, well, hey, this is what we're reading? They're untrained. I like that. I'm going to remember that. Untrained adjudicators. No disrespect to the person I'm talking to when I do talk. Perfect, Toby. Just a mess. Awful. So yeah. So so upcoming videos. I'm going to be doing a couple of lives. Release some stress. If you care, I'm going to be in Sequoia, one of the largest places in California for trees. I really didn't want to go there, but it's my wife's birthday to California because it's so messed up. But she wants to go see the biggest trees in the States, or maybe the world. I don't know, at least the States. And Sequoia National Park. We're going to be staying outside the park in a little cabin one night and celebrate her birthday. And I don't know if we're going to camp because there's bears, black bears, but I'm going to be doing some live videos there, maybe if I can get internet. Or if not, I'll record a video. That'll be upcoming, probably towards the end of the week. Probably I'm leaving on Wednesday, probably Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. I think we're leaving Friday, but Wednesday or Thursday. And I can go live. I'll show you live exactly where we're at. And if not, I'll record a video. And of course, I'm going to keep you up to date on anything else that's coming in with this inflation, whatever you want to call it. It don't make sense, Bill. I'm not here to say there's a 0% chance we're not going to get a stimulus or a forgiveness of student loans, but it doesn't look like it is. It doesn't really look like anything like that's going to happen. Anything could happen, but I would say after everything I just said for the last 55 minutes, it sure doesn't look like that. And there's no indication. If anything, there's indication that they want the reverse money from us. They want our blood. So, but, if I hear anything, I know Bernie Sanders, again, I'm not saying I support Bernie Sanders, but he's out there voicing his opinion. I know Marco Rubio on the other side is voicing his opinion. It's a game. Anything's possible. They might come up with some executive orders. I watch other YouTube channels. It's possible, but I just don't see how they will or they could. So, but anything's possible. Let's hope better days to come. Hopefully your business is doing well. Your place of work is doing well. You're collecting your Social Security, whatever you might be. We can't take this too serious. I try not to take this too serious because life is short. I just had an uncle die. I know a lot of you just lost. We know worry about our health first. We can't control a lot of it, but we can call. And I really mean that. So if you have friends out there, share the video. You can call. It doesn't hurt to call the governor's office. Julie says people who are being told they have to pay back PUA should get a class action together. Yeah, Julie, they were trying to hire in Nevada this guy who, Thurman and Buck. He was out of, Toby, I'll get to your message in a minute. He was out of Reno, Nevada, and he was taking civil action on the justice and the Supreme Court, and they won. There was people who couldn't get PUA. I think he washed his hands of it. I don't know. I'm sure he got a cut from it. I'm sure he got paid, and he should. It might come down to that, and that's what I might do. See, when I fight, Julie, I truly mean this, I am far from perfect, right? Let's say theoretically I do win. I won't let it sleep, and this is where my wife gets upset. I want to make sure that everybody who is overpaid in situations like mine or possibly yours gets either paid or does not have to pay back. I will make sure. So I'll see if I can get an attorney. The whole thing is, will that he or she attorney get a cut? Will they get a cut of ours? A lot of them don't want a cut of ours, but they do want to get paid. It's work, right? I know I'd want to get something, right? So, Julie, we'll see how that goes. But I'm also looking at, I just want to go one step at a time and hire a friend of mine who's a former judge, is now DUA and all that, and see where that stands. But see what kind of energy he has if he wants to take on the state or he knows somebody. But yeah, Julie, I'm looking into that. It's just a big mess. So I hope, Julie, I hope you're having a good Sunday. I really appreciate everybody coming on. We'll stay on for a little bit. I'm not going anywhere. I got to get back to my mom. She was just calling me. So we'll get back to her in about 20 minutes. Otherwise, I won't hear the end of it. The moms could be. Hopefully everybody's, again, I like to always end my videos. I'm not ending the video. Tomorrow's another day, and we just keep on going. Yeah, a lot of stuff is going on. A lot of breaking news I'm hearing on this Sunday. What else we got? They're always wishy-washy, Toby. Yeah. Toby says I had to pay $700 of my unemployment because the unemployment department makes mistakes. They should reverse us lawyer costs. Yeah. They really. The question is, how much fight do we have in us, and how much fight and how much guts or the lawyers and judges in this case want to go after the system. Sometimes is the administration bigger than the law? Ask yourself that. I'm not saying just this administration, all administrations. It seems like to me, it seems like the administration sometimes above the law. Leave me your thoughts on that. Yes or no in the chat. It almost feels like they're ahead of the Supreme Court. You know, I promise I wouldn't get into the Trump, but situation. But we'll just say it's me, and I am the governor. And how can they go over the judge and the lawyers? It seems to me it's you know, people say it's a mob, but and I'm an Italian American. Make it clear, nothing with mob or anything, but the Italian mob, Russian mob, Irish mob, whatever mob, they did hurt themselves, right? And I'm not saying I'm for it, but they did get back to the people. So when I hear people say that this administration or any administration is a mob, yes and no, because they're not really helping out the small people, right? In the Italian mob, they would give out to the small people. I don't know if that was a good example or not. Flash flood advisory here in Clark County, Nevada. So, but yeah, I mean, it's logical. I mean, it's the truth. So, we've been on for an hour. I am enjoying it. They should. I agree, Sal. Yeah, I mean, you agree, Julie? I mean, I'm not saying I'm for mob or against mob or anything like that, but they did get back. It's history and facts. If you're coming across the channel, the mob did give back to the little old lady, whatever's old anymore, back in the day, and give money back to what they stole, right? The mob, but they gave back. So, and they didn't hurt families. I'm getting off subject a little bit, but I actually am on subject. They didn't hurt families. They didn't hurt kids. And this is hurting kids because it hurts the people in the business and people are on the street. So my opinion, it's worse than a mob. And I'm not saying the Republicans do it too. Let me make this very, very clear. If you're sitting there on your one side, they all do it. It's just out of control right now. Right? Is that a good example? It's out of control. Let's get back. Did I miss a chat? What did I just miss here? Oh, I had a Robin Hood. Let's see. What did I miss? I missed some stuff here. Let me go back. Live chat. Okay. Yes, there are PUA lawsuits against the state's federal, like Robin Hood. Two Beautiful's laughing her butt off. Touchdown Vikings. I have a little money on the game, but we'll see what happens with that. Sorry, guys. It's a little small bet. Just to kick back on a Sunday. Hey, so I just want to say I greatly appreciate it. We're going to be tuning off in about 3-4 minutes. I want to say thank you again for coming on live. I thought this was important. We haven't talked a little bit about this inflation live or stimulus and whatnot. You know, anything's possible. I'm not batching either side. If you come across this and watch this after live, I'm just here to give you the simple facts and what's happening with the IRS. I will make a video tomorrow. I'm getting some information that's coming in here about certain state surpluses. We appreciate you. I appreciate you too, beautiful. Much love back to you guys, all you, Toby and everybody. Thanks for all the likes. I will come on here tomorrow and talk about some state surplus. There is a lot of state surpluses out there in counties and cities. I will go ahead and have a list of those, and they're not going to come out and tell you. California captures a triangle of UFO formation. All these UFOs, they always see miles away. I come in and don't see it close up. It's crazy. Thank you, Toby. I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate all of you to make this channel, successful. We'll have a video on surplus tomorrow at some point. I don't know what time. I know I have a meeting tomorrow. I have some clients. I'm trying to make a little extra money so I can take my wife and enjoy her birthday. So, but I will get a video on at some point. It will not be live, but I'll put on a video on that. And that's about it. I greatly appreciate everybody. You know how we like to end our videos. I'm getting a message from Aaron Sal, thank you. You have my permission to talk about it. Okay. Anyhow, say hello to somebody. Makes them feel good, right? And tomorrow's another day. And thanks for all the likes. And we'll see you on my next video live. Now, my next video will be tomorrow. Julie said, Julie, have a good night. I'll see you on my next live in Sequoia. So Wednesday or Thursday, hopefully you get my notifications. So when you hit the subscribe, make sure the notifications are checked so it lets you know. And if you're not available, you can go back and forward and rewind the boring parts or whatever parts you want to hear. That's fun for you. I love you all. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate you all. High five, fist bump. And share the live if you can. It helps our station out. It really does. Thank you. God bless everybody.